You can write any matrix in MATLAB with a single line of code. But before we dive deeper, let us start with the basics that will guide you to mastering matrices in MATLAB. To achieve this, you need to understand how to create a column vector and a row vector. A row vector is a matrix with only one row and n columns. You can use two methods to write it in MATLAB. The first method is to separate the elements in your row vector with commas. So if I have a 1×4 row vector, I just separate them with commas, and that will give me my row vector. Second method is to separate the element with spaces instead of commas. So if I have the same 1×4 row vector, instead of commas I use spaces, and it will give me the same answer. On the other hand, a column vector is an m×1 matrix. That is, it has n rows and a single column. To create a new row in MATLAB, you make use of a semicolon instead of colon. So if I have a 4×1 column vector, after writing the element of the first row, I use a semicolon, which means I'm moving to a second row. Another semicolon means I'm moving to a third row, and another semicolon means I'm moving to a fourth row, and this will give me a 4×1 column vector. So now that we understand how to write a row and a column vector in MATLAB, we can combine the two concepts to write a matrix of any dimension. For example, for a 3×4 matrix, you will have 3 1×4 row vectors separated by semicolons. So what I mean is, like, if I have 1, 4, which is a 1×4 row vector on its own, I need to put a semicolon in order to move to the second row. And to write the element of the second row, write another semicolon to move to the third row, and this will create a 3×4 matrix for me. So any matrix you create, you can save it in a variable for a particular use. For example, if I have a variable a, I can create a 3×3 matrix. And I can use the commas for a row, and that will give me a 3×3 matrix saved in A for a later use. So now that we have reached this point, let me fulfill my promise of giving you more valuable information on building matrices. MATLAB has inbuilt commands for creating specialized matrices, such as the I command for creating identity matrix. So you have the I command, you just specify the dimension you need. If it is a square matrix, so this will create an identity matrix of 3×3. You can write the number of rows and columns for a non-square matrix, and that will give you an identity matrix of 3×4. The next command I will share with you is the zeros command, which is used in creating matrices of any dimension with zeros. So for a square matrix, this will create a 5×5 matrix filled with zeros. For a non-square, you have to specify the number of row and the number of column. So this will give me a 4×5 matrix filled with 0. The final command I will share with you is the randy command, which is used in generating random matrix. So the first argument you specify is the range of elements you need. So for example, if I need my elements to be between -1 and 8, then I will specify the row I need, 3 rows, 4 columns, and this will give me a matrix of dimension 3×4 filled with elements between -1 and 8. You can also write the maximum number you need to be in your matrix, and then specify the number of row, say 6, and the number of columns, say 7, and this will create a matrix of 6×7 with 9 as the maximum number. So after creating a matrix and storing it in a variable, you might need to edit its element, add or remove rows or columns, or even extract the content of the matrix. To learn more about this aspect of matrices in MATLAB, click the video on the screen.